So the first thing you're going to want to do when you spawn in is check the timer. You're at the 29-minute mark, you're in a fresh match, you're good to go. If you aren't in a fresh match, what you should do is first stay where your spawn is for a few seconds, listen in, try to hear any gunshots, any downs, and then second you want to check for any bodies or any looted areas. If something's looted or there's bodies around, that means there has been someone there or there is someone there. Now I personally play with my audio cranked because there's a lot of sounds in this game that you can pick up on, and they will save your run. I just heard gunshots go off towards medical lab, so I know there's going to be people in medical lab. There's a down right there. Hear a fireball above me. I also hear more gunshots going off in medical lab, and there's our second down. So while you're looting, this is a good habit to get into, is learning different audio cues and try to point out where they are on the map. Now try to keep your gun out as much as possible, because on a small map like this, your running speed really isn't that big of a deal, and if someone just comes around a corner, you need to be ready for that. Now I hear the fireballs scanning, and they're about to come down the stairs. Safest way to get rid of these guys is wait for them to open, shoot, and roll back. Now, while I was shooting them, I did hear a gunshot go off. Sometimes it's really hard to hear gunshots that are masked by you blowing up arc. There's our third down. A shock grenade just went off in medical lab, or stun mine. Now, when you're breaching these, it's really hard to hear what's going on, so sometimes it's smart to actually bait the sound if you think someone's near you. Hop off of it and see if they'll make a move on you. But since I haven't heard any footsteps or really any signs of life, I feel relatively safe right now. Always smart to check your corners, make sure no one's just staring at you through a window or a doorway when you come around the corner. It's pretty safe upstairs, so I'm just going to try to loot as quick as possible here. That was just Bastion aggroing. And I get my advanced circuit, which means I am now able to craft my Raider hatch key. Of course, you can bring your own Raider hatch key, but I wanted to do these runs without one so I could see how many times I'd get the materials to craft one. And that was our fourth down. Pretty good idea to count how many downs you hear, because you can kind of estimate the spawns in this game. It's also a really good way to gauge if you are in a relatively friendly lobby or a relatively hostile lobby. That was actually 2 downs right there towards lobby. Now you can always rotate towards lobby, but as you know, I can craft a Raider hatch key here. And we make it out with a little over 100k, which is a pretty good run, especially in 5 minutes. So as soon as I spawn in, I hear 2 downs. I also see at the timer it is 25 minutes, so this match has already been going on for 5 minutes. There's actually our third down right there. So it's pretty safe to say that this lobby is pretty aggressive. You can faintly hear it, but that was another down. It's always smart to turn your camera all the way around when you're breaching anything, so at least you get some visual. That's Bastion getting aggro. Now, I see this destroyed arc here, so I know someone has been here, and they're probably close by. People don't relatively move on this map very much. Now, this fire goes off, so I know I'm actually safe to breach this for a few seconds. And then I see a body. That was another down. I'm gonna swing out, I'm gonna check this body. I see that there's floor loot, so I know someone's looted this body. And then I hear footsteps to my right. And then I hear someone open a body. And then his shield goes off. This guy's staring at me with a shotgun, so I'm taking him out. He says something, I have no idea what he says. But it's usually pretty safe to kill someone if they're surrounded by bodies like this. I'm activating this bridge while I'm looting to mask the sound of me looting. This guy was pretty geared with a shotgun and he could have easily taken me out. Now I hear someone breaching behind me. That is the door to medical lab. I hear it open, so I'm gonna loot here fast. I see that those were both free kits, so I'm just gonna head on out of here. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get lucky enough to craft a Raider hatch key here, so I'm gonna have to rotate towards lobby.
Head home at the lobby metro.
Now, watching this back, I shouldn't have gone up this ladder. I should have instead gone down, and it actually gets me shot here. Now, luckily this guy sucks, and he also has a Rattler, so he's not going to really do that much to me here. I hear him rotate above me. He activates the bridge for some reason instead of looking down at me. I'm going to see if he peeks. He doesn't, so I'm going to try to rotate down. I use the gunshots to try to go down, but this guy just kind of strolls past and gives me a free opportunity to leave. I go to re-peek it to see maybe if he comes back, but he doesn't. I hear another person go down. Now, when you're over encumbered like this, trying to get over a ledge like I just did takes forever. I even have, like fast vaulting to level 5 and it still took that long. I hear another person spawn in. The Shredder's gonna keep me in this room for a little bit. But if you didn't know, when people spawn in, they will actually make a shield noise, or when they come into render distance. I'm not exactly sure on how it works, but it pretty much gives away their position every single time because you will hear a shield regeneration sound. Now, I hear a lot of people getting shot right now, so I'm just going to chill in this room for a little bit, see if I can find any goodies. Someone aggroed the turret that I went past earlier, so I know someone's above to my top left. I hear someone slide. He opens the door. I'm ready for him. He has no idea I'm in here. And I take him out. Now, before you say, wow, you just murdered a poor innocent soul, this was actually the same guy that shot me in the back on the ladder earlier. Now, I hear someone else breaching, but I also hear the Shredder. The Shredder hears me. Sees that I open the door. The AI is relatively intelligent when it comes to sound cues. So I'm gonna sit here and wait to see if I can get it to unaggro. Now luckily it turns around and I have my opportunity to leave. I'm in a pretty bad position here. There's a body here. It could really be to my top left or right, but I go for it anyways. A pretty safe spot would be in this lobby entrance here. The only thing you have to worry about is to your top left, there is a doorway that someone can peek over. I hear someone above me. And once again, there goes that shield spawning sound again. He dropped down from lobby. He doesn't know I'm here, so I'm just gonna let him go on his way. He pisses off the Shredder. He's getting shot by someone. He's down. But I'm here for looting. I'm not here for PvP, so I'm just gonna try to get out of here. Now I get pretty lucky here. If someone was above me on the escalator or across, it would have been pretty hard for me to get out of the situation. I would have had to go up the elevator and flank them. Now to wrap up this video, I'm gonna watch this moron get slammed. He fake friendlies me here. He could have easily killed me with that kettle. Instead I go down. Now I know he's gonna try to kill me now, but unfortunately we both went down at the same time, so it knocks me off. He shoots me in the ass, gets me to 1 HP, and I kill him and say some nice things in voice chat. He insta-surrenders out of sheer embarrassment. Now, that guy could have easily killed me with his kettle when I was on the ground, but instead he pulled out his Rattler. Although he does get me down into literal decimal points of HP, since he has a really long animation to pull out his gun, he's dead.